A Musician Pop Star Guide 2. Chapter 1. Working Musician / Pop Star Essays 9 to 16. Be a working musician / pop star 9. For anybody in the know, music is a tough way to make a living. It's not like the few pop culture flukes you see on MTV. It's brutal for most bands and individual musicians. It's not enough to practice your craft, you have to be a business person, promote yourself and seek out gigs on your own. The bottom line is that except for young people under 25, music is not a big deal in the lives of the average adult. So what if you've got a great song? There are 1,000 others out there too, and besides, what can a song do for me but make me feel good for a few minutes? Then after I've heard it 100 times, I'm ready for another song. In comparison to the daily demands of life such as paying bills and earning a living, music is way at the back of priorities, something done for a bit of casual leisure when all your work is done. Celine Dion might sell several million of her CDs worldwide, but she's one of the few flukes, and you don't see the massive amount of promotion and publicity that go along with this. Just be realistic about the music biz. Some young people under 25 might think you're cool, but most people over 25 simply don't bother with music much. Having said all that, music is an act of the soul. Those that do it for the right reasons have no choice but to follow their souls. To this end, it can be an interesting lifestyle because you get to stay inspired by writing songs, practicing and playing live gigs, plus you meet a lot of people and even get some groupies here and there. The sad part of the music biz nowadays is that a few corporations control most of the mainstream venues. They are conservative by nature, stick with their old acts and simply repackage them, the net result being that new acts have a hard time breaking into the mainstream corporate music industry. Overall, the market for live music is as follows: weddings, high schools, private house parties, private events, country clubs, casinos, etc. You must play top 40 stuff. Professional event planners and caterers who plan parties and events for corporations, organizations, etc. Nightclubs and bars, hotels with lounges, mainstream and specific category like country, heavy metal, etc. Look for hotels with live entertainment and make your pitch. Try the following: 6c.com, ALA.com, American Hotel and Lodging Association, AHMA.com, American Hotel and Motel Association, MotelMag.com, MyTripAndMore.com, links to major airlines, hotels, car rentals, etc. Wordofmouse.com, reviews of hotels, restaurants, travel, and entertainment. If you're really resourceful, you will contact resorts and hotels in foreign countries that have live entertainment. Do your research in my travel book or on the internet. Get my education book for info about colleges. You can send out promo kits to their entertainment department one at a time or join the National Association for Campus Activities, NACA.org, which books entertainment at colleges. Get booked to go to one of their showcase auditions where college promoters from all over the nation will see you play. Go to cdbaby.net/Derek/college. Cruise ships. Refer to the later section. Fairs, festivals, circuses, etc. Book through agents or contact them on your own. Refer to my travel book for leads. Try the following: conventionbureaus.com, culturefinder.com, eventseeker.com, eventsource.com, eventguide.com, eventplanner.net/cities/USA/tourist, eventsworldwide.com, expoguide.com, eventcal.com, current events, fairsnet.org, festivalfinder.com, festivalseeker.com, Canada, festivals.com, festivalsdirectory.com. House concerts, concerts performed at houses where the artist and his friend, a homeowner, split the take. Try the term house concerts in search engines. Do-it-yourself concerts or dances. This is similar to house concerts in a bigger venue. These events work if you have a regular following, but they are a lot of work and take a lot of planning. Small theaters and nightclubs are more amenable to this idea than large ones. You rent a community center, church hall, theater, lounge area in a hotel, open field, etc., do your own advertising, decide what it will be, either a concert or dance, get a temporary alcohol serving license if you plan to serve booze, promote like hell stating it will be a good time and hope a lot of people show up. It's a lot of work to set up your own gig. If it works once, do it next month. If it really works, try a bigger venue. The risk is that you have to pay the fees up front. If people don't show, you lose money. There is insurance to buy and even safety and bathrooms if you are doing an outdoor gig. A way to offset rent is to try to make a deal with the owner. Offer a nightclub owner to play for free in return for the cover charge take, which is low enough such that he won't lose regular customers and he still makes his money on his booze and food. Or approach a theater owner and offer him 50% of the door take while he gets to sell soda and popcorn too. Charities and benefits, some you do for free for exposure, some you do for pay. Busking, street musician. This is profitable in some areas like the Toronto subway system where they give out licenses to worthy artists who pass an audition. More importantly, it might give you enough exposure to get a recording contract. I saw stories like this on the news, people playing in the subways, some big-time record producer sees them and gives them a contract. The pay is not shabby either, $100 or more in cash tax-free every day if you're good. Beyond this, there is a circuit of busking events and music festivals all over the world. Some people follow major events and busk on the streets. They might go to Mardi Gras, the Indianapolis 500, the Kentucky Derby, Gay Mardi Gras in Sydney, Australia, the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh, Scotland, the Jazz Festival in Montreal, etc. Many musicians go from performing to take other jobs in the music industry like agent, promoter, producer, etc. Be a working musician/pop star. 10. For most people, there will be no magical nirvana moment when you've done enough to be set for life. You will constantly play gigs for an average sum of money, but it's nothing like the big timers do. This is the way it is. There are only a few superstars in the entire music biz, and of all of them, most are fleeting. They will be gone in 5 years. Very few are lifers like Paul Anka, Elton John, or Phil Collins. You have to call people asking for gigs, develop a good website, send out promo kits, play benefits, go out to clubs and other venues to meet the owners and promoters, offering your services, even for free for a night or two so they can check you out. Your website has to make your band look good, have stuff for fans, offer CDs, photos, t-shirts, and concert DVDs for sale, and also have a place where you are promoting yourself, offering to perform live gigs to anyone interested. This is sometimes called an electronic press kit. Put an icon on your website called Electronic Press Kit or EPK, which is your promo kit in cyberspace. They click on, they see your picture, hear you talking about the band, then see a clip of you playing live. Learn a bit about movie making from the other sections in this book in order to make a video of yourself playing live and possibly make a creative music video with artsy stuff on it. One way to get free live footage is to volunteer to play at a benefit that will be on TV, or volunteer to play for your local cable access channel, then use that as your promotional footage. If all else fails, hire a wedding videographer to film you. Keep your promo photos current in order to avoid negative repercussions. Some people have not changed their publicity photo in 15 years because they want potential bookers to see them as young people, but this just creates bad will and fools no one. It is enough false advertising to void a contract. Include a phone number, fax number, and email address so that prospective promoters can contact you. Offer free music downloads and live video streaming on your website. Do what you have to do to get listed on major search engines. Offer an email mailing list, which is a free email newsletter you send out to anyone who wants to subscribe. There are now websites coming out that are gig finders. They present possible gigs, anything from a child's party to a big concert. You can submit an offer that you will do that gig for a set fee. Send them an email telling them to go to your website to check you out. From there, they might want to see a promo kit, meet you or see you perform live before they decide. I know that many musicians see themselves as artists and don't want to know anything about the business end of the biz. Unless you're a superstar with trustworthy management, you're a fool if you don't watch the business end of biz. I see myself as an artist of life, which is fine for me, but when I'm around other people, I act like the most agreeable, friendliest guy around. I'm not trying to impose my cool bohemian views on anyone else. I'm past trying to impress other people. I live for myself, but this is a big problem in the music biz. The music biz attracts all kinds of narcissists, egomaniacs, artists, pretenders, and misfits trying to get attention for themselves, much of it misguided. They think the fame or popularity will fulfill them somehow, but they don't realize it's all transient. The people in the crowd are there for an experience to make the scene in a community of people. They don't much care who the entertainment is. That's the excuse for them to gather to see a bunch of other people in the same place, feel a sense of human community for a minute and maybe meet the love of their lives. Beyond this, anybody who is that stupid to be a groupie or fan of anyone else is someone I consider so weak and lowly as a human being that I wouldn't be interested in knowing them or befriending them. Entertainment is just entertainment to me. Nobody impresses me but a few good magicians and illusionists, and even then, it gets thin because there are about 10 different types of tricks and that's it. Even the good musicians don't sound so hot live as opposed to the studio. The music industry itself turns some people into egotistical hotheads and stresses others out to the point that they become mentally ill. This is because of the rejection and the uncertainty of your future viability as a musician at any moment in time. It's not like accounting where you can still crank numbers in a backroom even if you're depressed. If you're a musician, you have to be around people. Your mental illness will show. Since music is largely a young person's business, many musicians are immature. They come off like self-centered idiots when they think they're being cool. I saw some footage of the former lead singer of The Doors, Jim Morrison, now passed on, but it was the kind of stuff any mature person would be ashamed of, childish, ignorant antics while being interviewed. If he was alive today, he would be ashamed of it, but he thought he was being cool at the time. Madonna says she isn't ashamed of her antics in the past, but there are a few clips of her in the movie Truth or Dare where she insults Kevin Costner and Warren Beatty and they take it because they're too polite to call her on it, but the fact is that it is rude behavior by anyone's standards. It speaks volumes about her real character. Leopards rarely change their spots. Scrooge did, but he was a fictional man. My point is that if you're a professional musician, act like one. Do your crap on stage, but once you get off, you're out of character. You now become the sensible, down-to-earth person who can talk human to anyone. Don't put on airs acting like some cool, deep, mystical, spaced out, far out advanced artist. You're not fooling me. There was a black dude, Flava Flav, wearing a clock necklace who had a reality TV show for a while where he was acting like someone living in a fantasy in his own world, but I'll bet when the cameras go off he's a lot more down to earth than that. People like me know it's all an act, so be yourself. Be of sound mind and body, be clean, take care of yourself. Playing gigs into the late hours, drinking, smoking, screwing groupies, and doing dope are fun for a while, but you have to save yourself for the long term. It's better to be a middle-aged marathon runner still in the game than to burn out and fade away. In the old days, the hippie, grunge look was cool, but nowadays, the music biz is business. You wouldn't wear jeans to a business meeting, so don't do it when going to meet a client or producer. As a final point, don't believe what you see on MTV. It makes it look like the music biz is a fun, easygoing, big, happy family. This is a lie. It's a cutthroat, competitive business. A few people luck out to sell big because of a gimmick. They become flavor of the month. A few have real talent. Everybody else is struggling. It's great to get airplay in small markets and get good reviews, but all is for nothing if you don't have a good promoter trying to get you a good record deal, get you on MTV, on mainstream radio stations, in music mags, and get you on tours with the big-time insiders. This is the only way to make it big. Promote endlessly to the big-timers. Find somebody who believes in you who will work hard to promote you. Don't wait for a record deal. Buy some music software and start recording your music in CD form now. The music biz is made up of many local areas and many small radio stations. The serious artists tries to connect with them all. Only the flukes get on MTV and sell 1 million records based on that alone. Everybody you meet in the music biz, you should write down their contact info, then put keyword modifiers describing what they do, so whenever you're looking for something like, say drummers, for example, you type in drummer and the search function of your software will call up all the drummers in your database. Try indiebandmanager.com. Be friendly. Don't always be selling yourself. Be a working musician / pop star 11. The hard part of being in music is that it's not necessary, and there's so much of it anyway for free on the radio and on the internet. You need to eat, you need a toilet, you need gasoline. You don't need music. Sure, a handful of people get incredibly wealthy, but most don't. It's a real tough business. When you look at the odds and see the competition, then realize that music is a minor affair in just about everybody lives, except for teeny boppers and aging women trying to recapture the easy breezy feelings of you start to get real. Only do what inspires you. If the process of the music biz is draining you as opposed to inspiring you, get out. It's a hard business except for the few flukes who get almost instant mainstream stardom. It's not realistic to think you will be a star. Aim at earning a decent living until you're 35 or 40, then either get into an offshoot job in the biz, agent, booker, producer, or get into another profession. Hang on after 40 if you want, but most people except for the true diehards are tired of touring by then. Ask yourself, what are the record executives, the agents, and the fans looking for? Write out your ideas, then try to be like that. Get rid of your ego. Try to please them. Don't put on a fake image. Be real. Be polite. Follow the golden rule. In this biz, selling out is an oxymoron because everybody sells their souls. They rationalize it to themselves that they're not selling their souls, but extreme artists end up alone and penniless. Wise pop culture artists have enough business sense to give the people what they want. Some naive people think that everyone in the music biz are cool, easygoing people who love the world in the ecological, liberal sense and go to great parties to do big piles of coke. This is TV and movie reality. The music biz is a business based on image. Some people in it are very conservative and don't do drugs. Get those silly ideas out of your head. People everywhere are the same. Treat them all with basic courtesy. Don't assume just because some lead singer in a band acts all cool and rad that you can go up to him and he's gonna relate to you as a cool dude. Everybody has a standard of privacy. Don't take liberties with anyone. Don't assume anything about anyone. Be a decent human being. Be honest. Don't hype yourself up too much. Just be straight when you talk about your music. Write out your script now of what and who you sound like, so you will be ready when you are asked the usual questions about it, like what is your musical style or category. You're trying to arouse interest in you. Think of memorable sounding album names or phrases that describe artists. This is no different than a company with a slogan and vision statement. Go to your 5 favorite bands, singers, and CDs. Analyze them to find out why you like them, then use your list on yourself. Say who you are through your image and music. Target your music to your particular demographic group. Music fans come in all different categories. Target your music to your categories. There's the mainstream world and the specialized categories. Pick one of these two and market to them. You can't do both. Pick one and stick with it. If you're mainstream, you will be happy on stage and a clone to some extent. If you're original, be yourself, market only to the people who get you and dig you. If you're original enough, create a new category name for your type of music and market yourself using that term so you become the leader in that category if it takes off. Some music stands on its own, like Simon and Garfunkel. They don't need much beyond their guitars and their voices, but most music is entertainment. It's a show. People want to see theatrics, dialogue, charisma, and special effects. Marilyn Manson didn't just all of a sudden develop his persona in one day. He was a regular rocker who found that people liked his performance more when he put dark clothes and makeup on and vamped around a bit, so over time he developed his image, but that's all it is, or was, an image. Behind that, he is still the regular person he is, and he tried to make it apparent towards the end of his run. Don't try to fake it by acting in character when you're not supposed to be in character. When you do a TV interview, in my opinion, it's better if you take the image mask off and act real. People want to see the real person behind the mask, but some entertainers are never out of character. To me, it's irksome when someone is that polished and fake that they're always in character. It makes me think, why are they hiding who they really are? When I saw Barry Manilow on A&E's concert with him and Paul Anka, these guys are naturals. There is no difference between the stage persona and the person. You feel like they're basic good guys. That's one of the reasons they are so successful. There's no image. It's just them. I'm not impressed by anyone like the teeny boopers are when they see their favorite pop star. I know they're all just human beings playing out a role. I want someone to put on their show, then walk off and become real, not some pompous ass impressed with how original and fascinating they are. I'm more impressed by people who do things that are tough or do things to help humanity. I feel our society is lost when every second person aspires to be an American Idol. You had better take a look in the mirror and have a talk to your soul to determine why you want to get into this business. If you're someone like Simon and Garfunkel or Bruce Springsteen, I applaud you. There is a message, beauty, and emotional depth to your music. If you're like most of the stuff I see around, it's like, why bother? You're not very good. You don't have the gift of a true artist. Get real. Do yourself a favor. Find out what you're really good at that can help people and earn you some money. Get the stars out of your eyes, or go ahead anyway. If you're extremely lucky, you will find some gimmick, make a few records, develop some fans who will have secret fantasies about you. I think that all fans of anything but themselves are losers with weak identities. Then they will get tired of you, and if you're smart and lucky, you will have made $1 million or $2 million that you can use for the next chapter of your life. Be a working musician/pop star. 12. A rock and roll nightclub needs rock bands, Branson needs country and easy listening, and Las Vegas needs production numbers with style. The person going to a concert wants to be entertained, the bar owner wants a high gate to pay the band and make money, and the bride wants her wedding to be a hit. There are opportunities, but there is a certain element of luck to the music industry regardless of talent. Most people like to listen to music that they are already familiar with, and supplying them with their preferences is the key to making a living playing music, unless you're a star with your own records on the radio. Stick with the stock tunes for now, as they may be familiar to your audience. Use them to warm up your audience, then expand to your list of tunes. Become familiar with the other musicians that you either work with or come in contact with. You can make a living as a musician playing stock tunes and work some of your original materials into your performance, work during the day to support yourself, or have someone support you until you make it working on your originals. You can find a gig anywhere that people get together. It could be a social event, a party, or someone's home. You can get a booking on a ship, in a shopping mall, at a club, church, shopping center, parking lots, on a bus, department stores, offices, at the beach, sports stadiums, trade shows, virtually anywhere people congregate or listen to music. Try to book gigs yourself, or have one member of your group appointed to get the word out and handle all aspects of the bookings. In many cities, there's a musicians union that might help you get jobs, and there are managers or bookers who earn a living booking bands for about 10 to 15% of the cut. Some types of bookings are restaurants, clubs, hotels, county fairs, fundraisers and amusement-oriented gatherings, rehearsals and showcases, dance recitals, musical extravaganzas, plays, or any of hundreds of other possibilities. weddings. Music schools, colleges, recording schools, private music schools and audio and video schools may need some background melody to help to convey a certain idea, image, or effect. Private parties. These types of bookings can be very broad-based, from a cruise on a private yacht to a 6-year-old's birthday party, a store's grand opening, or a trade or fashion show. Ethnic-oriented. Party music for a specific segment of the population may require some extra diversification into other areas of music that you may not be called on to perform often. Churches and temples. In general, each will employ a director of music whose responsibility will include acquiring an organist, soloist, or other type of musician such as a keyboard artist in order to facilitate the proper completion of services or social gatherings. Many freelancing opportunities are available to the group or individual that can be versatile and has a higher level of expertise in playing his instrument. In addition, there are a myriad of other opportunities including sporting events, schools, colleges, rodeos, ballet, beauty pageants, theater, political rallies, comedies, and even TV and radio. Lately, the internet has come into play with musical opportunities to showcase your talents and test market new arrangements and material. In order to make a living on a regular basis, you will need to know the many different types of music out there, play well, read music well, have an extensive song list in the style that you play by ear, sound good, be punctual, be polite, be prepared, enjoy yourself and be a team player. With the diversification of instruments and musical styles, there are an equally diverse amount of possible gigs. Do not limit your horizons by not trying out other avenues that may present themselves. For example, if you're a pop band who can play the older big band stuff or early rock, you should market yourself both ways with separate promo kits for each. Whenever possible, pass out your business card to prospective clients, other musicians, band leaders, promoters, agent, and others associated with the business. Make them available at your gigs for your audience to take. This can be an important source of future business for you. You can tape an entire show, a segment of a show, or select parts of certain tunes to create your presentation. The tape will show how well you are able to get people up to dance, how you MC the affair, and how well you can communicate with your audience during a performance. Just remember to periodically update your tapes if they contain current tunes to keep it timely. The single most important aspect of making a living as a musician is to be able to find work. Make a plan of all the people that you want to contact and talk to them. Promote your group or your individual talents relentlessly, and after the bookings start to come in, continue to promote. After a while the bookings will come to you, but you will have to get to that point first. Don't delay promoting because you are saving up for that more powerful amp or you are learning the words to 100 additional songs. Start working now and learn as you go. Managers are the ones who usually run the business part of your group. He handles the bookings, deals with the agencies and tries to get you gigs. His primary concern besides the welfare of your group is to help you to generate money. This management person should be out promoting your band, looking for possible gigs and creating opportunities for you to make money. Normally, managers work for a percentage of the amount of the booking, but those figures may vary. He should book the gigs, you play them, and if you are good enough, he gets more gigs. Look in various printed media for assistance in locating a manager. Try the phone book, newspapers, trade papers, and any other sources including other bands for a reference. Seek out the type of management that handles your kind of group. Get someone familiar with your musical venue and let them use their promotional skills to help to increase your income. Call them. If you don't make contact, they will never know that you are looking for help. Tell them what kind of music you play, what type of gigs you've had, and where you would like to be. Be honest with them. If you are just starting out, tell them. They have to know, and they will appreciate your honesty. Investigate what is expected of you by the person in charge during the gig. Work with them before, during and after to make sure that all goes well. Follow the rules of your contract and those of the room that you are working. Be aware of what you are doing and give them their money's worth. Maintain good relations with everyone involved. Show up dressed appropriately. Be aware of the sound level and adjust it if necessary. Like what you are doing and have fun. Time your tunes according to the atmosphere of the party. Be a working musician/pop star. 13. If you do not ask, you cannot possibly know what is expected of you. There are certain gigs that will go according to a pre-arranged format and others that will take on a life of their own. Be aware of what is expected so that you won't be surprised later. Stay in touch with the person in charge, because formats can change at a moment's notice. Pay attention to what is happening. Follow the contract. Know the peculiarities of the room that you are playing. One example may be a gig in a VFW hall where the members expect the band to play God Bless America as the last song of the evening. If you do not know it, you do not get the gig. It can be as simple as that. Make sure that your attire is appropriate for the gig that you are working. If it is semi-formal and a tuxedo is required, get one. If you are in a youth-oriented club where ripped clothing is normal, dress accordingly. If the crowd wants to party, give it to them. You make or break the affair because you are the one controlling the emotions of all that are attending. Do what you were hired to do. Work it out prior to the gig. Read the audience and adjust your volume or tempo accordingly. Get involved in what you are doing. Be interested enough to do it well, have others enjoy what you are doing and enjoy it yourself as well. If the band looks like they are having a good time, that effect will carry over to the audience and they will have a good time also. People in the crowd will hire you. Make a banner with your website name on it to hang behind your band. A professional musician is someone who is confident in their ability to do what he does, do what is needed and not get an attitude. Play by the rules of the game. You are there to entertain the audience, not to be a pompous ass. Let them know that they are appreciated. Let's face it, if there was no audience, there would be no work for you. Do not smoke on stage unless it is all right to do so. Find out ahead of time. Pay attention to details. There is always something going on in the room which may require social interplay between the band and the attendees. You should continue to promote your music before, during and after a gig. This can only result in increased bookings and subsequently increased revenues. Pass out business cards, have demo tapes available, put up a sign if possible. After the gig, mix with the people. There may be some referrals coming your way. Read your audience and react accordingly. Make the changes that your audience requests. It can only assist you in putting in a better performance. If all is going well, do not change anything. If you are not getting anywhere with the evening, find something that works and pick up the action. All humans are subjected to a multitude of emotions, some good and some bad. Try to keep your attitude on a level plane for fear of losing your cool by possibly blowing up at a customer. That can be an easy route to unemployment. Keep your act fresh. After you have played the same type of song over and over again for years, it gets more difficult each time to stay focused and perform at a high level. By all means, be what you need to be, what you want to be, and get the job done. When you have the right attitude, you have a better chance of acting appropriately in all situations. A good gig does not create itself. It has to be planned, nurtured, and performed with enthusiasm, vitality and a certain amount of spontaneity in order to inject life into your performance. When you know what is expected of you, you can create the desired effect to handle the task at hand. Only you, the musician, can create the effect. If you are hired to play background music, create it. If up-tempo is required, create it. Whenever hired to entertain, do it, create it. Give pleasure and hold the interest of all involved. Find out what works and give all you can. Creating is merely another way for the musician to ensure his future success, for those that are not will not please their audience. Don't worry about it, you can make it happen. No excuses. Just do it. Create. Everything is relative as to how successful you can be or feel that you need to be. Some people regularly make thousands of dollars for a single performance while others struggle to earn $100 a week. Realize where you fit in and strive to achieve that goal. It is entirely possible that you will need a second job to help to support yourself until you attain the position that you desire. You must continue to promote yourself at all times. Your agent will be able to get you some bookings, but it is up to you to ensure that you have enough work to keep you busy. A club or booking agent may hire you again, but remember that connection was the result of prior promotion by you. Your success or failure is solely your own responsibility, so create the kind of life that you wish to live. Finally, if you really want to make it, you have to play out in public as often as possible in the hopes that someone who has power in the biz sees you. If this means playing gigs for almost nothing, it might be worth it. Secondly, any good musician these days has a computer and some good software which enables him or her to create studio quality music in his room. Learn the art of computer music. Be a working musician/pop star. 14. Be original enough to create your own music and your own venues to perform and market your music. Go to the music merchandising trade show to get ideas on how to market your music. In a local market, you don't really need an agent. You can manage yourself and save the commission fee. Figure out what makes you unique from everyone else, then sell that point. Always look good because you're a professional musician. If you're the leader of a band and have a personality clash with one guy, find a replacement and fire him. You can play at private events, nightclubs, weddings, caterers, party and event planners, non-profits/charities, hotel banquets, high schools/colleges, music festivals, cruise ships, fairs, casinos. Go to radio, TV, music magazines, websites, etc., ask them to interview you or play your stuff. Find a book about promoting a website at number 004-005 at the library and use it to promote your website. Find websites with your style of music and add yours to the mix. If you have fans, send them free t-shirts and bumper stickers. Try my business book or go to number 658 at the library to look for a book about branding/brand marketing. Always be friendly. Be helpful. Help others trying to make it in the music biz. They'll help you when you need a favor. No matter how good the music is, if the group appears tired and bored, the audience won't like them. The emotional connection is what will sell your music. Stay healthy on the road. Be a working musician/pop star. 15. If you're ever going to make it as a musician, you have to dedicate yourself full-time, even if it means living as a starving artist. Part-time musicians get comfortable with their day jobs and lose their intensity. Music is an arts field. Your talent equals the talent of hundreds of others. Your ability to make it over them is part luck, part hustle, part look. It's not about sacrifice. The real question is, do you love music so much that you don't mind living in little dives to do it full-time? If you're in a band as opposed to being a solo musician, you all have to agree to dedicate yourself to the music. You need to find musicians with common goals. You have to spend as much time promoting yourself as you spend creating music. The true test is live. Do you look like a cohesive band having fun? When you make mistakes, keep going. Have your procedure all in place before a show. Have the agreement that when something happens, the show keeps going on. After a few weeks on the road, you get tired. Playing live is where you make or lose fans. They want to feel connected to you. You can't do a tour if you're drunk and stoned every night. Stay healthy. If you're a greenhorn, don't make the leap from nowhere to pop star. Do some local paying gigs first to see if you can handle being on stage. Can you handle listening to your own music? A lot of self-deluded wannabe musicians can't. You need contacts to get gigs. You need a realistic mind not deluded by stupid TV shows making it look easy. If you can't earn a living as a musician in your town, you have to move to a bigger town to get more gigs or go on tour for at least half the year. Touring without selling CDs could cost you money. If you don't have a record contract, you have to work hard to promote yourself, book shows, create music, etc. You can't succeed unless you give it a shot. Get my money making and e-commerce books. You might be able to come up with a side business that earns you some bread to tie you over until you become a big star. Keep in touch with friends and others in the biz. Many people are afraid of success. They create a good demo, then when a producer calls them, they can't handle it. They sabotage the opportunity. Some don't even call back. They are introverts or antisocial. They can create great music in a back room by themselves, but there's no way in hell they're ever gonna perform on stage and act like they're enjoying it or come off as likable in an interview. Some people are great artists in the true sense of the word, but they can't sell themselves in the pop culture sense, but this is part of the business. I don't think Bob Dylan or Bruce Springsteen are particularly sociable in the pop culture sense. They look like aloof, moody artists. They were lucky. They made it despite this. Most people like this won't. In the music biz, if you're not out there performing and touching bases with associates, you will be forgotten very quickly. When you release a new CD, send a copy around to all your business associates. Talk to people in the biz and listen to them. This is where you get opportunities. If you're independent, don't just put your CD on your website and list with one indie distributor website. Put it on as many as possible. It's all exposure. Try to be a friend, but some people will not intuitively like you nor you them, and they will not like your music, so take it all in stride. Be professional, but be a friend about it. Nobody likes a by-the-book professional. They want a personal relationship. Most music managers, publishers, and producers say they don't take unsolicited material, but a lot of them can't resist listening to the tapes they get anyway. That's what a true artist does. He's curious, looking for the next great sound. They all get swamped though. They got 300 unlisted CDs laying around. The only rule is make it the best quality recording possible. 5 songs is enough for someone to feel what you're about. When I was young, I thought music people were cool, but now I know a lot are ordinary people, a lot of them are delusional, and a lot of them are nutty to boot, so don't take liberties thinking some music mogul is cool if you approach him. Be professional. Build a relationship with everyone you come in contact with. Try to network. Be ready to explain who you are and what you do. Get a website with music clips on it. You must be able to handle rejection well without going nuts. Even though all the business books say be aggressive, you don't barge on big shot mogul and say I'm your next star. Nobody likes rude, cocky people. Even if you can back it up, they still know you would be hell to work with, another prima donna. Be polite and kind. I'm not telling you not to waste postage sending out demos. You can send several a week, but develop your own career. Build a website. Play live. The way it often works is you're playing at a mid-sized venue, some agent sees you and signs you up, but you have to get there first. Go to music conventions. When someone hands you a business card, write notes on the back of it and put them in your database. Call people personally to make them feel important. Think like a politician and act like one. Read music magazines. See how they describe the new artists. Write down the clever sounding prose, then try to use that style to describe yourself on your website. You have to be down to earth, speak plainly, not too poetic, and certainly don't talk in music lingo. Most fans are not in the music biz. Be accurate and specific. Tell people what your style is. Go easy on the hype. If you want to get interviewed by a music magazine or at least get a CD reviewed, send them your stuff. Whenever you talk to anyone, feel like you're talking to your best friend. Be real. If you need employees, try out some of your dedicated fans. Give out or sell t-shirts with your band's website name on them. Buy little gifts for business associates, especially when you tour other countries. If you are approaching 30 years old, forget about the pop star route. You're too old. You will not be a cute, sexy heartthrob plastered all over teen magazines. Your music will have to stand on its own. Be a working musician / pop star. 16. Rejection is a normal part of the music biz simply because of the law of supply and demand. The demand for live music is not all that great and there are way too many bands for the relatively few gigs out there. In music, it's all about image. You are the product. Choose your image, then make a professional promo kit around it. Kiss made it with a gimmick. Alice Cooper had an image of a weirdo playing with snakes, cutting baby dolls up on stage. You need something to make you unique and give you an edge. If it's the music, great, but the music is often not enough. My advice is to read a business book like mine to learn about marketing and promotion. Clarify your image, make a short vision statement that defines who you, your band, is and exactly what you do. You have to market hard and always be out there in the public eye to get known and stay in the milieu of what's happening around town. Get a business card made with your band's website on it and simply go to live gigs, circulate around, talk to people, but don't come on too strong with handing out business cards. Talk to people first, get to know them, then when they say they'd like to check your band out, tell them you got a website or say you think you got a business card on you and hand it to them. If you go around handing out business cards, they will end up on the floor and you will feel bad when you see them there because you will feel that people don't even have the courtesy to respect you. But what do you expect? Handing out business cards cold turkey is like a high-pressure salesman in a cheap suit going around shaking everybody's hand trying to sell something. Read the networking section in my business book. It's all about making friends in a smooth flow, then after they get to know you, they give you a break. This is how it works. Nobody likes to be hijacked by an unknown entity who comes up out of nowhere handing you a business card. Previous experience tells them most unknowns aren't as good as they think they are, so these promoters and producers simply don't want to waste their valuable time checking unknowns out. They have plenty to do already with their already established clients. This is why you have to develop the art of befriending people, of being a good guy, playing at benefits, etc. Somebody made a comment that virtually all of the artists on the USA for Africa video in the 1980s went on to greater success. It's the karma of the music biz. Don't just be a punk-ass musician. Be a good person. This is the back door in. You play at a benefit for free. You meet some big-timers playing there and some promoters. Some local big shot is having a corporate party. He likes you and hires you for it. Somebody in the big-time band hires you to fill in for the guy who just quit. Little by little, you get steady work. Most people in the entertainment industry are not stars, so they help each other out. Help people out and ask for favors when you need them.